I was at my parents' house the other day and I saw a goodie on the counter. And so I had a bite and then I had another bite and then I took half of it home. And it is my aunt's apple sour cream cake and I have the recipe. And I'm so excited. I was caught off guard though when I got this recipe card because I thought I was eating coffee cake because it looked and it tasted and it smelled like coffee cake. I didn't taste any apples in this. I have been craving it ever since I had it. That's what my plan is today. Let's make some cake. My oven is preheating to 350 Fahrenheit and we can get going because I need this now. And I will type this out, give you the ingredients, measurements, and the actual recipe down in the description below, so check it out. Apples. I'm going to peel and chop these pretty finely and then get them soaking in a little bit of lemon juice. And I'm using Macintosh today because I love Macs, but of course you can probably just use whatever kind of apple you want. Little baby apples. Some lemon juice. We don't want seeds in there. Toss it around so all of it is covered in that lemon juice so it won't brown, and we can set these aside. Into a bowl, butter, preferably room temperature, and some white sugar, and we're just going to beat this until it is combined. Couple of eggs, and some vanilla extract. And we're just gonna beat this until it is combined. In a separate bowl, I'm going to sift together my dry ingredients. So some all-purpose flour, baking powder, baking soda, and some salt. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna add some cinnamon in here. Not in the recipe, but I feel like it could be delicious. Now, everything is to be combined. So I have my wet mixture right here, my dry ingredients, and I have some sour cream. So I'm going to alternate with the sour cream and the dry ingredients. So we'll put in some of this first. Sour cream. And again, until you have finished both. And I always like to mix the last little bit by hand just to make sure I get everything off of the bottom. All the flour is incorporated and I don't overmix. So I'm gonna add my apples to this and I'm gonna fold it in. The topping, brown sugar, some cinnamon, chopped up some walnuts. I just kind of toasted them up a little bit in the oven. You don't really have to, but I think it tastes better. You can use pecans with this as well, but I love walnuts. And lastly, some cold cubed butter. Clean hands, and I'm gonna smush. Incorporate all that butter. I'm currently having a dilemma. The recipe calls for a 9x13 pan, but I don't think that that's enough filling for a 9x13. I've been burned before. I don't know if I should use my 8x8. I'm gonna use my 8x8. I'm just gonna walk on the dark side right now. Prepare with a little bit of some cooking spray. I'm gonna put half of my mixture in, lunch lady style. Nice and sloppy, even layer. It's probably gonna take 7 hours to cook since I'm putting it in a smaller pan. And now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it's gonna puff up a lot. I don't know. We'll see. And I'm gonna put half of my topping filling mixture in here. Try not to make a mess. This is why I thought I was eating a coffee cake, because this is what a coffee cake is. Oh, I probably should have used a bigger pan. Whatever. I'm just gonna push that stuff in there. Get the rest of my mixture and just gently spread that around. This is what happens when you give someone a recipe who usually doesn't follow recipes. I think, don't listen to me, use the 9x13. And for the rest of my topping, oh, this is good. This is gonna be interesting. Oh, that's gonna be so good though. My favorite part of dishes like this is the topping. Of course, topped with a little flaky salt. Gotta have the salty with the sweet. This is gonna go into my preheated oven for like 35 to 40 minutes until it, like a toothpick comes out clean. Because I am the way I am and I didn't listen to the recipe, I'm going to put a like pan underneath this because I just have like visions of this puffing up and spilling over everywhere, so use your judgment. I have made a mistake. I'm so mad at myself. This is me telling you, use the 9x13. This thing is like a living creature in there. It has been in the oven for 45 minutes and it's still not done. I don't know what I was thinking, but this is me telling you I made a mistake. It's still gonna be delicious when it finally cooks, but maybe you should follow a recipe. The beast. I think it's done now. It doesn't jiggle anymore. And when I pop a skewer in there, comes out clean. It definitely had a moment on the edges, but I'm telling you right now, this thing smells unbelievable. Took a little longer because of course I decided not to put this into a 9x13, but we're not gonna talk about it anymore. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna let this cool quite a bit. Want it to set up a little more, do its thing, but she's done and it smells insane. I'm very excited. I dug a piece out. Look how delicious this looks. It was definitely a journey, but look at where we are. And you can see the swirl right in there. It is so moist. When you make something with sour cream, that is what happens for sure. It's so good. That topping is legit. And it is so moist, even though I had it in the oven for a long time. And it is so weird. I don't taste any of the apples. Maybe they're just there to add moisture and texture, but I still don't taste them. Very strange, but it's delicious. This gives me like Christmas morning vibes, or maybe like New Year's Day. Something where you can just like sit and lounge on the couch with some coffee. This cake, I hope you try this. Enjoy.